I'm also going to take us on a spoiler section. Hello, everybody. Welcome to MangaPod. We are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week, we are discussing Ajin, chapters 12 to 28, 15 to 28.
Chapters 1 through 87.
87, volumes 4 through 6.
Where'd you find, like the extra 17 chapters that aren't out yet?
You didn't read them all?
Yeah, you didn't read them?
Wow. Shit.
Wow, Random.
Well,
Way to be the most unprepared ever. You beat Chad, Random. How does that feel?
No one can beat Chad.
No one can ever beat Chad, but we love Chad. I saw a birthday card, or just a card at Target the other day, and I can't remember what it said, but I thought it said Happy Birthday Chad, but it actually said Happy Birthday Dad. And for a second,
like they stole our goof.
I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to send Chad a birthday card every single day for the rest of his life. But
just going to buy like all of them. Just buy a case of them and send him one every day.
I'm going to go to every Target.
I mean, you could just go the 21st century route and do custom e-cards.
Yeah, you could just get it made. That is true.
I mean,
how committed are you to the goof?
Oh.
Yeah, Lou with how to deal with memes. Like, man, he's got this covered.
How to deal with memes.
Yeah, there you go. That's a word. A couple words, actually. In fact.
A sentence, almost.
Yes.
Welcome to MangaPod.
Welcome to MangaPod.
Welcome to MangaPod, where we occasionally have sentences.
I'm Marina Happily Aaron, your host. We haven't even gotten to this part yet. With me are two of my three lovely co-hosts, as well as a very special guest. Everybody go around and introduce yourselves, please.
Hi, I'm Dodger. And I am not an Ajin. You can trust me.
I'm Lou.
Wink.
And I'm potentially maybe be an Ajin.
I guess that's true. I've never died, so
that you know.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think I
was about to say that you know of, but you would know.
Yeah.
I would know if I died, right?
Maybe.
I mean, in theory, you're gonna know that you died.
Right. Who are you, Random?
Hi, I'm Randomsama613 of a YouTube channel that is never used, and yeah, I'm here to talk about an amazing manga because I love this manga. It's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us. If you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description of the manga that we read, aka a summary, and that will be read by Mr. Random. And then we will give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think you should spend time going to read this manga or not. That way, if it sounds like something you are interested in and you don't want to be spoiled, you can take your leave once we get to the spoiler section. Go and read it, and then come back and watch the VOD of this on youtube.com/happilyaron, where all the previous manga pods are hosted. This is actually our second Asian manga pod. So if you have not read the first section, the first bit, you will also be spoiled first. So just so you know, we ask that everybody keep spoilers out of chat until we get to the spoilers. Once we do that, please don't post any spoilers for anything past chapter 28. We're very harsh on spoilers. People spoil rotten bacon butts is what they're called. You don't want to be one because they're nasty.
And I'll know.
Yeah, Random has read it, so he will know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll know.
I'm up to volume 8.
Down.
So.
And he's modded.
See, that's the thing. I have the power.
He's got lots of power here,
hammer.
so.
Like, I don't have a real hammer, so I can't actually hit you with a hammer. But you know, it'll be a figurative hammer.
Yes. All right, Random, if you don't mind reading our summary for us, please.
Ajin are humans that cannot die. 17 years ago, they first appeared on a battlefield in Africa. From then on, more of their kind are discovered within the human society. Their rarity in appearance means that, for experimental purposes, the government will generously reward anyone who captures one. My microphone's in the way, so I'm going to keep doing this. In the present day, for what a certain high school student expects to be a typical summer holiday, his life is about to turn unexpected. And this is a terrible summary.
Oh, wait, is that
yeah,
the
it's like the first chapter, kind of?
Yeah, it's not even the first chapter. Like, it's... Actually, no, yeah, it's like the first chapter or two. Close enough, whatever.
That's a
It's real
spoiler
good.
free.
I don't know that I would have
description.
wanted to know anything else, to
Yeah.
be fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm down with the vague summaries sometimes.
Me too.
Great.
Great. All right, who wants to go first for spoiler free recommendations?
I can go. I really like Ajin, like a lot. I think it's fantastic. The art is actually really good, and I don't know why, but every time I start reading it, I'm like, oh yeah, the art is like kind of sketchy and weird, but it's still like really good. The flow of action is so easy to read, like it's really easy to tell what's going on. And yeah, it continues to get more and more intriguing. Like legitimately, like every few chapters, I'm like, I'm back in. There hasn't really been a whole lot of a lull in this story so far, so I really appreciate that. I think that it's definitely worth a read. It's really interesting. Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Dodger. I also recommend it. Though I don't think I like the art as much. That may be the result of all the manga that we've been reading lately, because we've been reading lots of manga with really good art. Like we finished Poon Poon. We read Innocent, which looked amazing. We read I Am a Hero. So we've been like really hitting some high tier art. Ajin does have that sketchy style that is unique to Ajin. But it's style aside, the way that style is executed, I think, is extremely well done. So yeah, it's a great read. I wish there was more over the top gore and violence, which I know it's there in pieces, but I want more of it because that's like my favorite part of the
I
of the
can't
stories.
spoil you, so I won't say anything.
Okay, good. Don't say anything. I want to be a rotten bacon bud.
Mm-hmm. All I'll say is keep reading.
I was not here for the first manga pod that we did on this, so I had the pleasure of reading all of it in one go. This stuff, and excuse me. I remember I read the first few chapters or so, but it's really easy to get into. It's really fascinating, the creatures that they are creating, the whole world, and like just society that's happening is very fascinating, and it's just it's very fun. I thought it was fun. Like there's just a lot of action that's done really well. There's stuff that you might expect it to happen, but it's still executed really great. The characters are very different from the characters I would expect to be in this kind
A really
of
interesting MC.
yes,
I
very
think.
interesting
he's
protagonist.
great.
So if you're looking for something a little bit different, that kind of falls into this genre, I would highly suggest checking this one out. Gore is also great, which is a sticking point. I loved the gore in this. So I would say
It's not super gory though.
no, the gore that is
It's not like in
is
comparison to
nice.
the stuff that we've been reading, it's not super gory. It's like
No.
it's
No.
like just a little bit of a step up from like a normal shonen battle, but it's not a shonen battle story.
Yeah,
I'd
correct.
call it about 4 steps below Berserk.
Yeah. Very
Like
accurate.
Berserk is the top end of your gore scale, and we're down about here. And typical shonen's about here.
Yeah, it's a little bit, but I liked the gore that was there. I thought the gore was done, and it was utilized in a good way. It wasn't done tacky or overdone to make it cheesier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely think y'all should go and check it out if you're looking for this manga. This is one you don't. Yeah. Random, did you haven't gone yet? You wanna hit it?
No, I haven't. If you're looking for a seinen that kind of tackles what it means to be human in some way, and just has interesting characters, really really good art, and the writing's just really good for the most part, yeah, you should read Ajin, and don't get spoiled on it because it's really good when things happen that you're not expecting.
Yeah.
My mic died. Apparently.
We can hear
I
you.
mean, we
Oh.
hear
We can
you
still hear
People are
you.
perfectly
saying that
fine.
you're cutting out sometimes. It might
Yeah.
only be on your end, though.
Yeah, because it's fine on our end.
Okay. Hopefully it's not horrible. I apologize though. All right, let's go ahead and jump into spoiler section. Countdown. Oh wait, just kidding. You got 5 seconds to leave. And if you don't want to be spoiled, leave in 5
Yeah, like
seconds.
don't get spoiled. It's
Don't get
worth-
spoiled. It's really
just-
good.
just-
It's really worth reading.
Yeah, just if you're on YouTube, hit pause. Go read it. It's not going to take you more than like a couple hours to catch up from the beginning, and then just come back and we'll talk about it.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Asians
Hat is
are God.
Hat is still God.
I
Yeah.
think all the Asians are God. Ajin. I said Asian.
All of the Asians are gone. That's why I've honestly. That's why I've started pronouncing it Ajin, because
Yeah,
otherwise, no matter
Ajin.
what you do, it'll sound like you're just saying Asians over and over and over again. Yes, isn't it cool how all Asians can't die?
I mean, they don't age. So
Isn't that cool?
Isn't that
Extension.
awesome?
Man, it's really crazy
No.
how this whole story is about them rounding up Asians. It's like we need to not.
Oh no!
Yeah, that's
No!
no. Too far.
But
Ooh.
saying.
Ooh.
actually Read documentary series.
I mean, I really enjoyed Ajin because
Vagina.
since we're
I love
pronouncing it,
vagina.
it doesn't matter.
So
You
good.
can do that.
Well, I mean, this will cause you like chest pains because you feel for all the characters. So
Aaron, since you weren't here for the first time that we did Ajin, what was your expectations for this manga?
I was expecting gore, and I was expecting lots of death, because I had heard of it before. This was actually one I had seen on a lot of must-read anime lists that were coming out over the last few years. So I had heard about it, and I'd actually like read the first 2 chapters randomly on and off, but I always forgot it and never went back and read more. So I was expecting about what I got, but I did not expect the main character to be who he was. He was so different from what I was expecting, which I loved.
always forget that he does the. I always forget how he is because when you start out, he doesn't portray himself as like the like cold and calculating kind of guy. He
As a
portrays himself as
psychopath?
like basically, yeah. He doesn't portray
Yeah.
he doesn't portray himself as Ajin Hannibal, basically, except without
Right.
eating people. And then as it goes on, he starts to do that more. It's really great.
Yeah, and I do find it I find it believable because I think a lot of people who are like that learn to pretend. So I liked, I've liked the reveals about who he is as we've gone on.
And how
Like
it's-
for this type of story, I would expect like his little friend that showed up, the other Ajin that can't like get his eye, like
Yeah,
I
What's
like
his
I would
name?
expect that
Oh,
to be the main
Ko.
character.
Nakano or something. Ko.
Yeah, Ko.
There's
Yeah.
Keiko and Kai.
I know. I was one of those great. You gave me 3 names that are almost
That was
identical. I'm
something-
gonna never remember
I
who's
was
who.
like, the first thing they teach, well, not the first thing, but one of the things they teach you in writing is to differentiate your character names so that you don't get confused.
I mean, yeah.
But
That
maybe
was-
it's
that was not a great choice.
intentional.
Yeah, I love that MC-kun. I love that he keeps like getting thrown into situations where he's with somebody who's a bit more like brutish personality wise, because it's just funny.
Like, god damn it. It's like, yeah, there was so much, I don't know. I loved how they paced revealing his character, because you get a lot of manga where if the main character is an asshole, it's straight up like, ooh, no one likes me because I'm an asshole, but I don't care. The world is dull. I just want to be by myself. But with him, it's just like, oh, he's the standard character, like standard stoic, studious character. He has friends. He's just super boring. Like, he's so normal. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But they've done a really good job of slowly piecing together who he is. And especially with, like, because in the first part of what we read, or like what we read the first time, his sister, he's talking, like, his sister is talking about him, which you're like, wait, that's a weird thing. Like, what does she mean? And then now we're at this point where you're like, damn, he is such an interesting character. He's so complex.
Yeah.
Fascinating, which you don't usually, when you have a character who doesn't care about humanity, it's hard to say that they're complex, because usually it's very easy to have that be a one-note character. So it's very fascinating how they're doing.
Yeah, I loved the conversation that he had with the government guy, where he was like sitting by himself, and the guy like basically gave him, because he was told, maybe you need to change, maybe the way that you can make it so that your ghost like cooperates more is if you were more cooperative. Like, if you started caring about people, maybe your ghost would start caring about people. And I loved that immediately after that, because I was like, oh, here we go. All right.
Yeah.
This is going to begin the arc of him like being a better person. And I loved that immediately after that, he had a talking to with a guy who was like, you're fine how you are. You're exactly the sort of person that we need. You don't need to fucking be worrying about stupid shit like being a better person. You don't need to be a better person. I was just
wanted to add, like,
amazing.
because you're not a person, you're an Ajin. You don't need to be a better person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
also just like the point being driven home that they're not in normal society anymore. Like, sure, maybe that's important when you're in school and when you're trying to have a life with a family, but like, that's not the situation you're in right now. Yeah,
I like that his character arc, if you really think about it, can be summed up as him just being selfish. Like, that's who at his core who he is, because ultimately he's just trying to create the best possible life for himself without much regard for anyone else. But it doesn't feel that cheap. It feels like it took that core idea and it presented it in an interesting way by having him opposed by characters with very strong feelings one way or another. And just seeing how he interacts with those people, I think is probably my favorite part of this manga, apart from like some action sequences, specifically Hat crashing a plane and murdering a bunch of police officers.
Oh
with a
my
shotgun.
god,
that shit was
that's
so
good.
bad.
it was so sick. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Those are the moments when the art, I think, is fantastic. Like, just suits it so well.
Just the way that they had that actions go down, where he rolls on through with his circular saw, just like opens up the cockpit, kills the pilots, crashes the plane, and he just stands up and he's like, okay, let's get to work. And just it was fantastic.
Well, and the scene where he's fighting the like really high tier police officers, what I loved about that was it wasn't just a standard like he jumped back and punched him and then shot him. Like, they had him rolling over people and throwing people over his back, and it was just such an interesting choreography that you don't see that often in manga. And so it was awesome. It reminded, like, I didn't enjoy the movie Old Boy. I'm just gonna put that out there. I didn't enjoy the movie Old Boy, but the hallway scene is freaking amazing. And so that's kind of like the feeling I got from just reading that action scene, where I was like, dude, this choreography is just ridiculous. It was so good. And to get that, to be able to visualize that from a manga and get that feeling from pictures is just the way that the mangaka did a good job.
Yeah.
Like, watching or reading that scene made me want to watch the anime, which the anime is notorious for its CGI. So
I don't
know.
I can't imagine them capturing the fluidness of the scene with the frame rate of the CGI they're using. I don't think it would flow the way that we were kind of seeing it in our heads. Because I see it flowing like a Black Lagoon action sequence, where it just kind of goes one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and it doesn't really stop, and it doesn't slow down, and it goes at a consistent pace, basically. And I don't think that the CGI would do it justice in this case.
Right.
Which is sad, because that'd be a badass sequence. Oh, I got tranquilized. I'll
the-
just kill myself and come back, and we'll keep going.
Yeah,
Dude, and the mind games with like the snipers and everything too.
Oh, that was
It's
great.
awesome.
yeah. Watching it just not be Hakun, like having it be his people versus the snipers. And I love that the snipers and the police force isn't incompetent. Like that is
Yeah, no,
something
they're all good.
that's so refreshing because they're all on point. They're not bad. They're really good. They're highly trained. They're consistently hitting their marks and like making the correct calls and what to do. So it just made it really fascinating, and you didn't really know what was going to happen. Like I was figuring that the Ajin would come out on top, but
Yeah.
it still made it hard to you're still so engaged in the moment because of how it was done, the back and forth.
Yeah, even like when they were trying to capture Ko, when Ko was still on his own and he went to jump out the window and there were guys lining like the ground underneath the window and he was like, "Oh right, they know how to get us." Like they know what we're going to do, and the fact that we're totally willing to throw ourselves off a building in order to get away. I liked little things like that made you go, "Oh yeah, they actually know what they're doing."
And I do like the way that escape sequence actually went with, because they explain, I think it was later or early, I don't remember, that Ko is afraid of heights. So jumping was really difficult for him. And I love the way that he just jumped, hit the power lines, which I don't think killed him, but it knocked on the power line so he could get away. And then the fact that just the ambulance showed up exactly at that moment, because the person who was told, "Don't call the ambulance, call the ambulance."
Yeah.
And then he gets then he goes to the hospital, dies, gets back up, and just runs from there. Just great sequence.
Oh, Ko. Let's talk about Ko. What are your guys' feelings on Ko?
I like him. He's a sweet bab.
It's pretty great. I'm not sure if I like him more than the first friend.
More than
that we were
Kay.
introduced.
I was so
Hi.
glad
Kay's
that
the main-
Kay came back at the end of what we read.
Hi.
I was like, yes,
Thank
my
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so relieved because there was a lot of time as we were getting further. I'm like, where is he? What is he doing? The last time we saw him, he was walking shirtless down a road. Like, where are you, sir? Yeah. I'm very happy.
He's getting hardened in prison. He's getting his ass kicked, trying to protect somebody.
And now he's made an Ajin friend who has wings.
Who has the
Yeah.
coolest Ajin?
Fuck
Right?
yeah.
I was like, whoa.
dude. I flipped to that and I was like, oh shit.
That was fantastic. I love how all the Ajins just look different. Is maybe my favorite part of it. Just that, like, the winged Ajin, and then the guy who has a weakened right leg. His Ajin looks different. Hat's Ajin looks different. Like they kind of represent their like compatriots' personality, which I really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when we were getting the backstory for the girl and her Ajin was hugging her while she
Oh
slept. I
my
was like,
god.
Yeah.
no.
That shit was
That hit
so
me in the
sad.
feels.
Oh.
Right? Oh my god, all of that. I was just like, you've had such a bad life. I was really glad to get some backstory on her, that they didn't just keep her like the mysterious girl Ajin.
I forgot that
sad
all
about
of Volume 6 is backstory. Like, I completely forgot that it's that they just taken aside. So let's check in on everybody else. Let's check in on Kai. Let's explain the girl's backstory. Let's just it's great.
I really enjoyed her. I mean, it was really tragic and very sad, her backstory. But it was interesting seeing her personality and where it was there versus how we know her now. I really enjoyed that shift a lot. Whereas at the start of that flashback, I was like, who is this? Like,
Yeah.
Oh.
I also think she's the first main character that found out they were an Ajin by committing suicide.
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I think so.
Everybody else
Because
got
Kay-
into an accident or
couldn't-
Kay
something.
got his ass ran over. I think Hat was in war, so he's found out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think so.
I couldn't remember. So she committed suicide. I didn't know if she committed suicide or her like
Yeah.
stepdad like
Yeah,
slammed
because
her.
remember she
Well,
like
they showed one panel of her with her wrist cut.
Yeah, that's what I
split her
thought.
wrists, and then her stepdad
came
came
in.
in
Okay.
and was like,
Oh shit, she's dead.
Shaking her. Okay, that's what.
yeah.
There was a moment where I was like, did he just like slam her head down and that's how she died? I knew that she had the slit wrist, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So the way she found out was very different. But yeah, I was really happy that we finally got to get more on her because she had been such a kind of like just character that was there.
Yeah.
Up until that point. Like she did things, but she was mostly just like, I'm here to protect you. That
Yeah,
was
now we
about
know
all she
why.
had done. Yeah.
Mhm.
So now we understand the reason.
Yeah. She's great.
What did you guys think of everything happening with head Tosaki, head researcher dude who keeps getting in trouble?
Oh, was that? I mean, we're talking about like the torture sequence.
I
Or
mean,
like
Or,
him cutting out that dude's fingers. And
just
that
in
was fucking
general. How did you
brutal
guys feel
shit.
about him in this reading?
I think
It is cool as shit.
Like, yeah, you see a lot more of his personality, which is
Mhm.
great.
I'm glad that's another character where I'm glad that we're more aware of his motivations.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It makes more sense why he's so like tenacious to the point of not following orders. Like it gives a lot of that more grounding, I think.
Yeah. And I love the fact that he is teaming up with K and Co. That was something that now that we get to that point, I'm looking back and I'm like, I can see how they were setting this up, but I did not expect it to actually happen.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Because as I was reading, I was like, I don't know who the main villain is going to be, if there's going to be multiple villains. Like, I can't really tell.
The villain's hat. I mean,
but yeah,
the
no,
villain's
I
hat.
get it now.
I mean,
I get it now.
I mean, maybe Hat's just the Vegeta guy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
To
Definitely
K's
be
Goku.
redeemed.
He's
That doesn't
eventually
make sense.
just gonna
K's
end up with like the
Goku.
best waifu, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. In this analogy, wouldn't that make K Goku, which just doesn't work?
Ko is Goku.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Sure.
And then does that make
That would
Kai
make
Krillin?
Kate. Yeah.
Is he the
No,
only
no,
god?
no. He's
Oh,
Piccolo. He's Piccolo.
Kai is Piccolo.
Oh, he'll be the best dad. The best green
Welcome to
dad.
Dragon Pod.
Dragon Ball.
Where everything is
Where-
Dragon Ball in one way.
Yeah,
or
where
another.
every manga we read gets equated to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's the new shtick. We're gonna
Yeah,
roll with
I
that
like
one.
it. I like it. We can go far with this. I feel it.
What would you
Mhm.
rate this manga out of Dragon Balls? What
Would it be
you
would it
rate
be a seven
Dragon Balls?
star rating system? Because there's only seven
Yeah,
Dragon
it would
Balls.
be out of 7
Okay.
Well, we
But
can
the
get
best
into we can
rating
get
would
into
be
Dragon Ball
4,
ratings later.
because the 4th Dragon Ball is the most famous of Dragon Balls.
It
Because
is.
it's
It is
had
the
on.
best one.
Anyway,
I'm glad we got to this point.
Back to something that's more brutal than Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
Dragon
So what do you guys think about the shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so we had the sequence, the torture sequence with the doctor. So what do you guys think about his whole thing? The doctor that came from he came from America, correct? He got
Mhm.
brought in from America.
yeah.
I
are you guys
mean, he told
thinking-
him how to get him to talk. He's like, "Give me my smokes and I'll talk."
He's
Apparently, everyone's deaf.
when he,
Like,
yeah.
let's chop off 2 of his fingers. He
I
didn't
was like, wait, for real? Y'all just kept punching him and didn't give him cigarettes? This seems
Yeah.
so backwards.
like,
No, like my
It's
favorite
so-
part is when he's like, "All right, well, you can cut off. Just leave 2 of them." He's like, "Wait, no, leave 3."
3 because I got stuck my ass. Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Dude,
that shit was
so good.
I was like,
great.
I was just like, why did no one give him smokes if it's literally like it's all he wanted?
Let the man smoke.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't know what his character was gonna be or what was gonna happen with him. From when he was introduced, I didn't know if he was gonna be the super badass FBI dude or what was going on. He's just such a like funny, like I don't care.
Mhm.
I don't know. I know this shit, but I don't know what else to do with it.
Yeah.
I love the techno babble. It's great because it means absolutely nothing, and it's
Yes.
I love it when the technobabble seems like it means something, and then you kind of read it a little closer, and you're like, they just said nothing, didn't they?
Yeah.
That means
Yeah.
nothing.
It's basically Evangelion. I mean, that's
I mean, really, it's Evangelion in one paragraph. So.
You know who else I loved and we didn't get to see her very much. She was great. Was the grandma that Kay
Aw,
stayed with.
Yeah.
Granny was fantastic. I love Granny.
Dude, how that fucking dude was about to shoot her. She was like, "Go for it. I'm old."
Yes.
I
Right.
was just like, "Damn, Granny."
And then after Kay, the whole thing happened, she's like, "That's what a man does."
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real man. I was like, "Whoa."
It's like, oh my.
Maybe she should have been your grandma.
Dude, best grandma.
I love that he
Yeah.
continues to call her granny. Like
Yeah.
he continues to call her grandma even after he's left. I'm just like, oh, okay.
And like, I
Part
like,
of you does want people in your life.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
something in
that's
him.
that really helps just like with the depth of his character, because it showed that he's a psychopath, but he does actually care about people. Otherwise, he would have just left Granny to die. He
Yeah.
just would have let her die.
And the doctor at the hospital too. Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say to me because so far everything has been so well done, like characterization wise. So like watching him do these things, I have to come at it from a standpoint of like, okay, but I think that he's still doing this in a selfish way where it's like, I don't want to know that this person, like, I don't want to know that I didn't save this person.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't.
Oh yeah.
you know, it would weigh on my conscience if I don't help that person. Not necessarily like I want them to have a good life or I want them to keep living. I think that literally everything that he does comes from like a weird self-serving place. Yeah, and I like that when he does things like that, he tries to analyze himself and is like, I don't know why I did that.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can go down that cynical rabbit hole a little bit further and say maybe just the mangaka couldn't keep the character consistent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but he
I
disguised
don't
that
think
real
that
well.
I don't think that's the case, but
Mm-mm.
it's a possibility that we need to acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It is a hard character to.
I mean, I think that he is consistent though, and this because it's a pattern that he doesn't kill everybody or doesn't care about anybody, because he explains why he leaves people out. Like the scientist dude, now they have an ally inside of the government. Granny, I'm assuming he just didn't want her weighing on his conscience. Like it makes sense within his character, I guess.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
Because he's consistently inconsistent, I'd say.
I know that there's just like from the little that I know about like sociopathy, that sometimes sociopaths will like have like people in their lives that they deem as like, well, these are my people. And so
Mhm.
they get like really upset when somebody else threatens that person, not necessarily because they like really care about the person, but because it's like, but that's my thing. Like you're messing with my thing, which is
Mhm.
like a weird fucked up way to look at people, but like there's also that potential like aspect.
Well, we also saw it when the doctor in the hospital was shot. He was like, well, he's dead now. Can't really do anything about that. All right, I'm gonna leave. But then
Right.
as he's leaving,
I'm just gonna go.
yeah, he's like, okay,
Yeah.
his body's in the way, but I'll just step over it because it's what I have to do. But then he realizes he's alive, and he's like, well, crap, I don't want to have to feel guilty about leaving alive, like, the dude to die. Like, now I have to save him. And so, yeah, you just see it where I feel like he is definitely doing most of it from a selfish point, but there's a little bit in him that like comes out with these two. So it's like a little bit of both is what I.
Yeah. And getting called out for potentially being lonely as well when he's with all of the other guys, and like his one Ajin friend that came there with him is like ignoring him for all the gun dudes, and he's just like,
Dude, he got so I was like, dude, you're having a temper tantrum because you're jealous right now.
yeah, it was
Bro,
very
just have a
silly.
Snickers. Just have a
Yeah.
Snickers, man. Just,
It's like-
you're hungry.
You're not you when
you,
you're hungry.
It is very interesting how we're constantly seeing him like watch Ko and see Ko through his eyes and what's going on, and it's just like he's like, oh, is so sociable and such a people person. Like, what is that whole part.
Yeah.
And I loved their interaction in the bathroom where Ko's just like, what did he call him? He called him an asshole, and then Kay's like idiot or dumbass, and so they're both just like
Like,
oh,
it really
too.
exemplifies that they're like 15 years old.
Right.
Like-
Yeah.
Like they're teenagers. Like that's just how they're going to interact.
Well, and how fucked up it is that a 15 or however old kid would say, well, humans die, so the humans are the expendable ones.
Yeah, it's really jarring. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Ko not being able to bring out an Ajin or an Ajin, a smoky person?
They kind of address that a little bit.
IBM, is that what they call it in the manga?
Yes.
Which just reminds
An
me
irritable
of like
bowel
irritable
movement.
bowel movement. Thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Thank you.
It's like,
Poop monsters.
They're
Fucking
poop
poop monsters.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
the point. They just
Oh my
like
God.
look like little dribbles of diarrhea.
Yeah.
they
Diarrhea
are
monsters.
they are farts incarnate because you can't see a fart.
Perfect. Mwah.
The
go.
silent but deadly ones.
Silent
There you go.
Exactly. Except some people can see them, so it doesn't quite hold up. But I'll take it. Like I'm just gonna run with it.
Just fart vision.
And then like water slows them down. So
Jeez.
I assume from a storytelling standpoint, his Ajin will be like a cool reveal of some kind, or his
Yeah.
ghost.
Oh.
Sorry.
Or it'll come
Will be-
out in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Or you may just never get one.
Yeah.
Because the scientist kind of explains that it's not everybody gets one.
Yeah.
Right.
He just needs to
Like-
die a whole bunch.
Yeah, I use
Yeah,
dialogue.
Yeah. He just has to die a lot.
I like, is there a pleasant way to die? I'm like,
Just like Bud. You could OD,
you
I
sweet-
guess. You could
you
just
sweet
keep
babe.
ODing on something that makes you feel nice. I don't know.
just keep ODing.
Drugs. Drugs are the pleasant way to die.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Poor guy. Yeah, so that was something I was like, ooh, interesting. And the guy who saved him, the fireman. The fireman.
Yeah.
He was like, "Go, you're a child. I can handle this," and then he just gets
Yeah, but-
harpooned.
And then
But
he's
an
put inside
Ajin,
of a.
So where is he?
yeah.
Well,
Is
they
he- think they buried him. That's my fear. To like do the whole
yeah,
oxygen.
I think that's what they
Yeah.
did is
Yeah.
they sealed them all inside oil
That's some
drums and
Anne Rice
buried
shit.
them.
which,
So
oh
the
my
That's
like
Christ.
they suffocate repeatedly, basically.
Yeah.
That's such a horrible. That is so horrible. I just want
I
to
mean-
say, Hat-kun.
Dude,
Not
well,
cool.
Kay explains different ways that people can get immobilized without dying.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
why
It's
I
like
was like,
really
that's
fucked up.
that's
He's
what
like,
they
I
had
just
to have
poison
done.
you know.
yeah, that's what they had to have done with
I
him.
know, yeah. It's like, look, I just poisoned you. It's like not that bad.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I didn't kill you. And then I poisoned you and put you into a box truck and just left you there.
Oh my god, the box truck part.
The box
That was
truck.
so funny.
That show
to
was
me.
funny. Yeah.
That was so funny. He's like, I mean, people go crazy after a while, so I'll bring you a magazine.
Mhm.
You're so kind, Kay. How thoughtful. Kai. Kay. Who? Name.
I
Yeah, it's Kay.
Right.
Kay is the main character. Kai is the spiky-haired blonde dude, and Ko is the sweet babe.
Sweet babe.
Sweet
Sweet
babe,
bad
oh.
boy.
Babble boy.
You're right.
The
That gets
dum-dum.
confusing when they're all named almost the same.
Right?
Yeah.
So what did you guys think? Full thoughts on the chapter with Kai?
Which one's Kai?
I'm just
Spiky hair
excited
dude,
for
prison.
Spiky human
Prison.
boy.
I was prison, guys.
Prison. Let's talk about prison.
I was just so excited for him to be back. Like what we were saying at the beginning of MangaPod. Like it was so nice to so long ago see him be ditched by our main character and be like, I hope he's okay. And he's in
Mhm.
prison. It's
Well,
like, well, okay.
I mean, he is okay mostly. He's getting the shit kicked out of him, but he's
Yeah.
mostly okay.
Yeah. But he's another character that's kind of confusing to me. Like I don't know where his blind devotion comes from. Like
Yeah.
he is fully aware that he was ditched by Kay, right? And I think has an idea of the kind of person that Kay is, but is still of this weird mindset of like, well, if Kay needs me, like I'll be there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be there to help him, even though Kay at the same time is going, I don't know, Kai stopped being useful, so I guess I'm done with him.
Yep.
It's like, oh.
Wow.
But he's still, yeah.
So it's sad. I want Kai to be happy.
I know. There has
want
to
them all to be
be.
happy.
Maybe Kai and Ko can go be friends because they look like they'd get along. And Kay can fuck off.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, Kay can fuck off and go do his thing.
Kay will
and-
be all Kay will be
and
all
fight
mopey
Hat.
as he watches Kai and Ko talk to each other.
Yeah.
What he'll look at
Yeah.
them and then he'll look down
But
and then he'll
look,
look at
then-
them again
This
and then
is
his
starting
gaze
to get
will harden.
like this is starting to turn into one of those like fanfiction.net like types of discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, guys,
Let's
who do
all
you
go on
ship?
Archive of
Who do
Our
you
Own.
ship?
And
Here, guys, I got this.
Ko and Kai, and Kay just stares on longingly.
yeah.
But he
But-
always
but
sees
here's-
them when they're together.
Here's
always.
the thing.
I was
Ko and
watching.
Kai, if Ko and Kai became the main characters, literally fucking nothing would get done.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, not at all.
It's
Kay
true.
is the only
Let's see.
useful character out of the
Mhm.
three of them. It's just he's the least likable.
Mhm.
Kai and
But-
Kay are the top ship relationship on Archive of Our Own
And, we-
Okay.
and we all know that Kay's
70
the top.
with 70 fix.
Okay, naturally.
Followed by Kay and Ko, followed by Jen / Takahashi. Gen. So
Oh.
is that Hatkun?
No, Sato
No,
is Hatkun.
Who's Gen? Or is that just Jen? Like
Don't ask questions.
Jen?
You
I'm
don't
just.
know them yet.
Wait, is that the chick?
Don't get the
Oh!
spoilties. We haven't finished the manga
I thought
yet.
it was just like general audience, so it's like shipping with the audience. That's what I thought.
yeah,
it
I
stood
think-
for.
I don't remember who that is.
Kai
So-
X Reader.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hatkun
Yeah.
X Reader.
Genfic, Kayak
Genfic.
reader.
Kayak's reader, we just cuddle.
Oh. Ooh. Oh.
Cuddle me with your ghost.
Kai, no, Kai,
There has to be one with that.
There has
No,
to
it's-
be there has to be ghost play
But
in these
Yeah.
fics.
Ghost.
Feel it.
Hang on.
There has to be
Hashtag
ghost
ghost
play.
play.
Hold on.
Hashtag
Aaron.
ghost lemon.
Look it up. Look it up, Aaron.
It's in there.
Oh man. Oh, I'm ready.
God, I just love when people don't care about their summaries. They're just like, it's just porn. This is my favorite. Kai walks in on Kay jacking off, comma, some fluff, and an attempt of a setup / plot. 1 out of 1. Complete.
Great.
Amazing.
I'm in.
Perfect.
I'm in.
I love it. I love hashtag ghost lemon. Yes.
Perfect.
Oh my goodness. Should we talk about the art?
Sure.
It's
Guys.
great.
I really like the art. Yeah, I love that it somehow manages to be super sketchy while also being really clean and clear. Like
Mhm.
it's a really tough balancing act, and I think maybe it even has just gotten better from what we read at the beginning. But
hmm
yeah,
I think the author really hit his stride with the art, and yeah, you're right because it has this like really rough feel to it, but at the same time, it's not rough at all. Like everything's really intentional in how it's placed, and it's so good.
I at times was like, oh, this is okay, and then other times I was blown away by it.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I thought that like the sketchiness of it fit it really well. And so there was never a moment where I was like, this style doesn't belong in this manga. I thought that it suited it really well.
hmm
I think I said in the spoiler-free description my opinion on the art, but I'll reiterate it. Stylistically, it fits the tone of the manga. That said, transitioning from more polished styles, it was a bit jarring.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the execution of that style was extremely well done. It was handled extremely well, where action sequences were easy to follow. Like basically everything that Dodger said in regards to the art at the very top of the show. You know, like I'll agree with everything she said. It's just my appreciation for the sketchiness of the art just wasn't as high because
Mhm.
I guess I wasn't in the right mindset for it when I got into it. But that said, like I feel that even if you were someone that didn't like the art as much or wouldn't like the art as much, that the story is enough to carry the experience.
I agree.
Mhm.
And this entire time I've been looking for Ghost play on Google Images.
Ghost
That-
play.
Ghost play.
Hashtag ghost
It
play.
has to
Hashtag
exist.
ghost play.
Whoa. I mean, I'd say look up IBM play, but that could be really weird.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
No.
They call that
Open-
scat.
I mean,
Don't
open,
look up that either.
Nope. not doing that.
It's like
open incognito mode and
That was
Google
like-
to your heart's content.
one time at the end of like I think it was one of the JoJo's manga pod we did. I didn't know what goatsy was, and I said we're all goatsy, and everyone's like, no, we are not that, and I was like, what? What does that mean?
What do you mean we're not goatsy?
Aaron,
And
tell
then
me
I
you Google-
promptly, oh yeah, I googled it, and I'm glad that we are
stream?
not goatsy.
Yeah, none of us are goatsy. Thank God.
Thank God.
Amen.
Is there anything else you guys would like to touch on? Or should we do final thoughts and ratings?
It
Yeah, I
only
think
gets
I'm good.
better.
Better?
It only gets better.
Oh.
Like this so the way that I see this as being structured, the first 3 volumes kind of give you a feel for what you're getting. You kind of get a feel for the characters, a feel for the world. These 3 volumes set up what's coming up next. And it gives you more in-depth backstory. It gives you a little more motivation. It gives you more character development for Kay and the other characters. And I'm not going to tell you what happens after that because it's great. Also, Hat is still fantastic. Well, he's always fantastic.
Yes, Aaron.
I was gonna say we didn't really talk about Tanaka. Is that his name? The like second hand guy of Hatkun.
Oh yeah, the sniper.
Yeah, the
Yes,
sniper.
yes.
I mean he didn't do a whole lot.
He didn't do a whole lot in this
But
reading.
There
yeah.
are there's definite sparks of him not being completely on board with what's going
Yeah.
on. So I'm
Like how he
very
tells-
interested. Yeah, tells the girls not to go over there. So I'm very interested to see what he ends up doing, like what side he ends up being on.
Yeah.
Dude, do you think there's fanfic of the ghost doing it? Is that what you're
Yeah,
looking up,
ghost
Lou?
play.
Is that
That's what I
ghost
was
play?
looking for. It's not
I mean,
really, but like it's an
no.
out of context panel that you know what? All right for you
It might
guys
as well
that
be
are,
romantic.
Yeah. I'm gonna
There
I'm-
it is. They're
like,
so in
oh,
love.
no.
They're about to dance.
Mm-hmm.
there it
May
is.
I have this dance?
Throw it in the chat.
Yeah.
Inhuman
For anyone that's curious, that's the
Yeah.
image that everybody's looking at right now.
I'm really sad that under relationships on Archive of Our Own, there's no ghost ex ghost.
I know
Yeah,
that would
That
just
is
be
very
great.
upsetting.
Especially like if you do like Kay's ghost and Hat's ghost because they're both kind of self-aware.
Yeah. Dude,
Mm.
who would you ship Wing Ghost with?
Wing Ghost.
Ex
I'm trying
Kai,
to
so
think-
the Kay
What
and Kai
about-
can be together.
What about he just like drops K on top of it.
Yeah, like later.
It's like woo! What about the dude who had the whole incident? The guy that like was in the motorcycle accident and everything?
Oh, that's
Earlier.
the incident they keep referencing, right?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he like his friend
Uh.
died and then he released all of those. Jin killed a whole shit ton.
Mhm.
I think it was
Yeah,
probably in the first reading for you guys.
Yeah. it was the
Yeah,
first-
I don't remember
But,
that
like-
actually.
That.
That
It's
he
been a
like
while.
he went
There
through
comes
all
the
the
chapters.
trouble of like hiding his arm because he's like, oh god, I'm a Jin, I don't want them to find out, and so he hid everything and all of that, and they ended up finding out because he forgot that his head was severed inside of his helmet, and so they're
Mhm.
Oh, that's starting
Yeah,
to come back to me a little bit.
Mhm.
Mhm.
so I ship him with everybody.
I ship him
He
with
is best
Selfie.
boy.
Best boy.
He
Obvious.
the only problem, Aaron. The only problem is he doesn't know where his head's at.
Which one?
I mean,
Oink, 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 oink,
really,
oink, oink,
does it
oink,
matter?
wink, wink, wink.
at least he has protection on his head.
This joke could keep going for a while. But
Yeah,
then
well, I can.
we could keep going.
It can go all night, really.
Ratings?
I think Miana's also right that we would probably, in the end of this fanfic journey, it would be a Yami Yugi situation where it would be like
Self-cess.
people banging their own ghosts.
Yes.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a whole lot of cross section in there, I don't
Yeah.
An orgy of
This is
ghost
fair.
sex Ajin.
think. Yeah, it would be
Yeah.
like, how long do we have? Well, the professor says 10 minutes. That's how
Hey,
the
Kai-
fanfic starts.
Wait, and there's
Kate
that
can
whole
go
thing where
5
they
times,
can manifest
guys.
multiple.
They manifest multiple
Oh
ghosts.
shit! But they get dumber. There's
You
only
don't
one
need
that's
to be smart for that.
No, man, they just gotta lie
fine.
there.
They're handling your bits.
Or they're handling each other's bits. You
They'll
don't
grow
know.
back. They'll grow back.
Yeah, they reform.
Oh, that didn't go so well. I'll just kill myself and we'll start over.
Yeah.
True.
Man, that
That's
orgasm
true.
wasn't quite good enough. Let's do it again. Just like
But the thing is, they can only manifest like 3 or 4, maybe 1 or 2 ghosts per day for the normal people. So, you only get a couple tries at this.
I mean, Kate can go like 5 times. So that's
Yeah,
like
Kate, yeah,
that's
exactly.
like 20 times the amount of
You know?
orgasms.
Miana just brought up a good point.
And his ghosts stick around for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Aren't the ghosts kind of like titans that they do not have genitalia?
You know, it's
Yeah,
they have
true.
mouths.
Some
I
of them
mean,
have
they're-
holes in their-
They have like some, actually not all of them do. Like the winged one has no head.
As long they have hands.
Look, this was already weird. It's getting weirder.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's a rabbit hole. Let's just go in there.
I like that we're like figuring out the logistics of this. Like, okay, positions. Let's talk.
I mean,
Hold
look,
on.
at least 2 of us have written fan fiction. I'll let you guess who that is.
At least all of us have written fanfiction.
We
True.
are every
So,
fanfic on archive.org or archive of art, whatever that site is.
Check me out, Ghostplay 420.
Ghostplay 420 plays it. Actually, no. Ghostplay 420 praise it. Gotta be that.
Praise
Even
it,
better.
Praise it.
Yeah.
definitely.
Man,
Are you looking
that
to see if these
username
things
is free.
Yes. Excellent.
All right. Yeah, you guys start wrapping up. I've got a thing to do.
All right, so final thoughts and ratings. I want to go first.
Go
I wanna
first.
Go for it.
All right. So I really enjoyed Ajin. I think its characters are really interesting. The world itself isn't interesting, but the concept of the Ajin and how they play into this world and how the world is receiving the Ajin, I think that's also extremely interesting. The art, I've already said everything I could possibly say about the art. So yeah, overall, a very positive experience with this manga. I highly recommend it. I give it 6 out of 7 Dragon Balls.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I was very surprised by this manga. I love and just really loved this manga and enjoyed it so much. It was so entertaining, and the way that the characterizations of the characters are just awesome and refreshing, and it's so nice to get a main character who is an asshole through and through, but in a very interesting and fascinating way. The art, especially during the action sequences, just is outstanding. There's just so much to enjoy about this manga that it makes it hard for me to really focus on any sort of critique for it or any like real hardcore negative. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give it's 6 Dragon Balls out of 7 Dragon Balls. Seems about good.
Mm-hmm.
6 Ghost Plays fanfics out of 7 Ghost Play fanfics.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would also give it 6 Ghost Plays out of 7 Ghost Plays. Yeah, it's really good, and you can tell that it's laying the groundwork for things, which I appreciate. Characters are great. I love the art. And I just overall find the world and the pacing of it to be really intriguing. So I'm really excited to read more. And I'm glad that we've read as much as we have.
I'd give it Ghost Play out of 420. Praise it, because I don't give real scores. So, but this is a manga that I look forward to reading every time I get another volume, which is why it's painful I put off reading volume 9. So that's probably what I'm going to do tonight. Actually, is read volume 9. But it's the way that they develop the characters and the way they develop the story. Is just, it's one of the most interesting manga I've seen in how they do that, and just how everything kind of snowballs, and the way that they just do that is fantastic. I haven't really seen another series do it so quickly and so smoothly. So I highly recommend it. It's really good.
Yeah.
You should buy the bound volumes because they're really gorgeous.
Cover art is awesome. So that wraps up our discussion for Ajin. We all obviously recommend that. Wait, Dodger, did you go? Yeah, you went. Okay. For a second, I was like, oh no.
Oh
no. We all highly recommend it, so you definitely go and check it out. So I'm going to read now the description for the manga that we are reading next week. Ooh, this is a long one. Y'all in chat get to guess. It's a fun little game we do. All right. Takes place in the 1930s and follows the misadventures of Blank, the grandson of Blank, as he fights vampires and ancient super beings with some help from a cybernetically enhanced Blank and a Blank man he has a lot in common with. That's it. It wasn't really long.
I'm giving a hint right now.
I think Sagi just nailed it as Curious George has an adventure.
Yes.
Yep, that's it. How did you know?
Greatest
I don't
manga of
remember
all
Curious
time.
George going like that.
Curious George fan fiction.
God, no.
No,
No, there's a lot of
you've gone
bananas.
too far.
I was actually just saying if there was actually a manga.
Well,
of
I'm
it.
so surprised chat hasn't guessed this yet. I'm seriously, really, chat? Come on.
I am also shocked.
Yeah, I mean the description is a little
Maybe if you tell them who's coming on, they might be able to guess it.
Actopimp.
Ectopimp.
There are 5 works in Curious George on archive.org.
Oh, God.
Why?
Major character
Come on.
death.
I mean, I don't want to know what depths they're going to.
Beware!
Or who's, for that
exclamation
matter.
point. Man with yellow,
Sir
yellow
Monte
hat.
Bank got it.
Yay!
We are reading JoJo.
Yeah,
JoJo!
JoJo!
Specifically Battle Tendency.
Yeah. Part 2. Yeah, so we are finally revisiting JoJo's. It's been so long. I am super excited. This is a great section. So we're going to be reading that. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me see how much we're reading. I'm currently stuck in Curious George fan fiction. I need to
No,
get back.
stop.
I need to get back to the link. I'm going.
All right,
I'm
I got it. All right, so we're reading chapters 1 through 36, or chapters 45 through 80, depending on how you're reading it. But it's the very beginning of Battle Tendency. So there you go.
All right, I just read the description for the main character death one.
Oh, no.
When George
Is it
gets
the
a hold
banana?
of an axe, ... Well, you'll just have to read the story.
I'm done. I tap out.
All right, let's go around and shout out our stuff super duper fast. I'm Erin of Happily Erin. You can find me at youtube.com/ghostplay420. I'm going to be from now on just reading Ghostplay fan fictions. That is going to be my new YouTube. All the previous MangaPods are hosted there, as well as any sort of weeb trash that I decide to do sometimes. All my other social media is Happily Erin, all across the everything. Come and talk to me, please. I'm lonely.
Aw. I'm Dodger. You can find me on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/dexbonus or on YouTube at youtube.com/pressheart2continue. I do anime stuff. I do gaming stuff. I open up subscription boxes with my fiance. and it's a shit show, and I would love it if you would come
It's
hang
a
out.
It's
glorious shit show.
amazing.
Thanks.
The best.
Yeah. And I'm
Thanks,
not an
Lou.
Ajin.
She's also on archive.org at ghostplay420.
Yeah, Ghostplay420. Come follow me on Archive of Our Own once I get an invitation.
That's right.
Because it's still in beta. I forgot that you need invitations to make an
Hold on.
AO3 account.
I got you. I'll invite
Okay,
you.
sick.
'Cause this is important.
It is so elite right now.
This is great. Oh no.
My name's Lou, and I'm from Lou Talks Anime. It's been a while since I've made a video. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm currently working on a thing, and I've got the audio recorded. So now I'm kind of like compelled to make the thing. It'll be out within a few days, I hope. All that said, go subscribe to Dodger because she makes cool shit. So go subscribe to Dodger's channel. Oh, and I'm also a part of a podcast with Random Anime Association that maybe you should go check out.
Senpai.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Like we released an episode a few weeks ago. And
Yeah,
then,
we should probably like try and release another one.
Yeah, that's the thing we should probably do.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. And that's my stuff. Oh, and Twitter, Lou Talks Anime. Bang.
Yeah, I'm Randomsama613. You can find me on most places at that. If you want to go to my YouTube channel that is has cobwebs and some dust bunnies, you can just go to animeopinions.moe. It'll redirect you because I really hate my YouTube like extension link. It's really long, so I'll just do that. And I'm also just animeopinions.moe. It's it's a website. And I'm also on the Anime Association podcast with Lou and a bunch of other amazing people. We release a podcast about once every 6 months, depending upon if we feel like it or not. So that's always fun. Usually a shit show as well, but of a different variety. So go check that out. And thanks for having me, guys. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming on. And thank you all so much for watching, both on Twitch and on YouTube. If you watch the VOD of this on YouTube, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If you guys would like more MangaPod, we have a subreddit, reddit.com/r/MangaPod. All of the the recommendation thread, if you guys have a manga you would like us to check out, you can go ahead and post it there. And we are also currently going to be making our new schedule, so you will be able to find
literally
that
tonight.
Yeah, literally right after this we're going to be doing that. So you will be able to find that as well as the current schedule on that subreddit. So go and check that out if you would like. We will be here same time, same place next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with Octopimp, Part 2 Battle Tendency. Make sure you read it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Laters.
Later, guys.
Bye.